What's up, Tribal Acre fam? Welcome to another episode of Farm and Land with Brand right here on Tribal Acres. So, on today's episode, we have two new animals that I'm going to introduce to you guys. This is actually something that we've been talking about, reintroducing back to the farm here for a while. So if you really want to see what that is today, come along, guys.
Here on Tribal Acres, here on Tribal Acres, here on Tribal Acres, here on Tribal Acres.
What's up, guys? So, like I said, there is an animal that we've been talking about bringing back to the farm that we had quite a while ago, probably almost about a year ago now, I think, when we actually got rid of it, and we haven't carried that breed of animal since, or that kind of livestock since. And so we have been talking about it, and really I think really getting them mostly for a different purpose now than while we had them before. So I want to take you guys in to meet the two new animals. All right, so we have our poly net set up in here right now. As you can see, for these animals, and we might actually be rotating them today to another spot just because it has a little bit more grow up that we want for them. But I'm taking you guys in to see them right now. They are still very skittish, so I don't know how great of a job I'm going to do, guys, but yeah, I'm going to step out so I don't chase them back here towards the woods because the fence is off. But all right, guys, are you ready to see what's back? Okay, here we go. There we go, guys, here we go. All right, so we have two new lambs. They are I'm probably gonna butcher this name, which we had a ram before. I always say Katahdin, but it might not be said that way. Katahdin. But they are Katahdin crosses, and they are just weaned, really just yesterday. So they're actually in the weaning process because they have been crying for mom ever since they got here last night. So I'm pretty positive that they were just weaned, but as you can see, they are still skittish a little bit. But we're now switching the reason why we are raising them. So we got one ram lamb who's already been weathered, and then we have one lamb. Yeah, so I think that's how you would say it. A girl and a boy. Boy's been already castrated, so we will clearly not be raising them for breeding production, even they're from the same bloodline anyway, so we wouldn't do that. But we're actually raising them for meat. So we have a lot of people that have been interested in buying lamb meat, and so that is why we're bringing them back. This is just the first two that we've gotten. This will be the first of many, and these are going to be fully grass finished lambs, and grass fed only. So know the terms. So these are grass finished, not grass fed lambs. So they will be fully grass finished lambs. They will only eat grass and hay. The only thing in their pen as far as consumption, of course, is grass, their mineral block, water, and alfalfa hay. So this is the only forms that they have for food is grass. And we use alfalfa hay because how nutrient dense it is. The flavor of it is really good. So really good. We use the pellets too, but we got them some hay just to hopefully get them to be more apt to eat it. As I don't know if they've been eating a lot of hay yet. I know they've been eating grass ever since they got here, but we want to make sure that they are eating. So one of the reasons why we might be moving tonight is I do not have a actual shelter in here for them. So that's big on for rain for us, so I've got to do that. I've either got to move a shelter over here, which we might do, or I might be setting up a new paddock, which I'll take you guys over to see where I think I might actually move them to, which has a lot more weed grow up, which they prefer. So take them over there, that way they have weeds to eat and grass, and it'll be much easier for me to move the shelter I already have on that side of the farm than trying to drag it all the way over here, because this would be much harder. So it's going to be only like maybe 100 foot from where the structure is at now that we've been using it as a duck shelter, but we just sent off our ducks today, so the shelter is available here for a while. So we'll take that shelter, move it to their new paddock, and then we put up tonight, and then they'll have that. So yeah, super exciting, guys. I've been I know I've had people waiting for us to get some lambs back, but we're not going to be running a breeding program either as of yet. We're just going to be buying feeder lambs, just because it's going to work better for us, and we don't have to keep up with the ooze right now and the breeding process. So we're buying from one specific farm only, who raises grass finished and grass only sheep, lambs, etc. But I'm trying to get you guys another shot here so you guys can see it. All right, guys, so I'm gonna leave these lambs alone just so they can stay in the shade, because, well, it is a crisp 80+ degrees here in Florida today in February, which is not fun at all. The weather has been absolutely insane here lately. It's been going from cold to hot to cold to hot, and this week it is hot. So real quick, I'll show you guys how I hooked up this poly net, just because I've never done it like this before, but we have a couple electrical systems going on right here. But I want to show you an easy way to hook up multiple poly nets to each other off of one thing. If you don't have if you run it off of one solar panel, but you need to separate areas, this is just how I did it. So of course we have this poly net here with some of our turkeys in it, and then of course we have these small, I guess you could call them, I don't know if I'd call them paddocks, but small areas where we keep our pet pigs. So not big at all, but good enough size for 3 pigs in here where they just live all the time and eat and sleep, and that's it. So this is the main electrical fence that we run here, and then we have this 10-mile charger that is always plugged up, connected to this fence. But we ran, for this poly net, we run an insulated electrical wire from here onto the actual hook, which now electrifies this net. And then because I had this electrical wire here, insulated wire, but it wasn't long enough, so I just took I have a ton of poly wire, and I hooked a gate hook on it, electric gate hook, and I tied it off to the 2 clamps onto the actual pieces that you clamp stuff onto the, I'll show you, but I don't know what they're called, but they're clamps. So then I hooked this, of course, onto the main fence, just like we do over there. And then of course you don't have an electrical insulated wire, so we don't even have to worry, of course, about burying it. But now we just electrified this fence while leaving a walk room here, and we can easily disconnect this fence just by removing that hook. And it makes it super easy for us, because right now this is kind of a pathway we can walk through to get around this side of the farm and how we enter into this part of the farm. So we can just unhook it, but you always walk over it too. But what I did was, as you can see, without getting shocked, I just almost got shocked, we just tied it off right there onto that. So now the electric charge is going right into that, which goes into the fence. Took some rope and tied it off to the main fence as well, because it's not going to ground it out, because it's literally rope and it doesn't really affect it. But as you can also see, to make this fence expand more on one net, even though we have multiple nets, we knew what kind of area we were filling. We have this whole fence line that already is fenced off, so we just ran hooked a clamp over there and then roped it off here. And now we gave this net more space to actually be ran for the lambs as well. So that's how we hooked that up there, is just that electrical gate hook, tied the poly wire into that. Now we can easily disconnect this one without disconnecting any of these fences so that they can stay on. Not that you really have to worry about these animals getting out, but if you were first putting in the turkeys or first putting in another set of animals in one of these fences, we have an easy disconnect from them. That way, that's the only net actually being cut off from it, and it makes it easily accessible to get in the net or move into other areas. So that line's really not in the way, but if it is, we can just move it. So I'm gonna go show you guys where I think I'm gonna move them tonight. Okay, so this is where we're gonna be moving them, is kind of in this area right here. We do have a trampoline in here, over here, but we'll actually probably use it as a covering. So they actually have a shelter. I was gonna move a shelter over here, but that might work, or we might get it out of here. But we can always shift it over. But this area over here is right next to one of the cow pastures, and it's right next to some of the garden that was destroyed by the cold. So we are in some recovery process here and some replanting, but it does have a fence line that runs here and there. We just might leave this fence here, run our electrical fence against here, because I don't think they're going to jump over that. But if they do, they really can't go a whole lot of anywhere, I guess. But in this area here, guys, we have a lot of weed growth, grass growth. I mean, we haven't used this for anything, so you look, we have all of this weed stuff that they'll eat right down and get some really good nutrients from it. We have it all goes all the way along here. All these different weeds that are super high. It's going to give them some good food that they need. And so that's kind of my thought. And then we have some more, even some dead looking stuff back here, which we'll bring the fence right along here. We have some taller kind of dead grass through here that they should eat too, that's pretty much acts like hay. So they're going to get a lot of nutrients in this spot, and a lot more hay, not hay, sorry, a lot more grass. I mean, some of it is dead enough to be considered hay, but it's going to be right next to one of the cow pastures here, which has a back fence that they can't get through. And then we'll probably run the poly net actually along this side, just so they don't get into the cow pasture, because we don't want them in there quite yet. You know, we need to really kind of keep an eye on them for now. But anyways, guys, that's a decent sized area that we can move them into and get them in some, definitely I think a little bit more grass and a little bit better of a spot that I kind of want them in. That way they're getting a little more access to grass, even though they have hay and stuff. It's just my thought process, I guess, of just really trying to get them some forage straight from the ground this time of year. And we haven't had nothing in here. We haven't done any mowing. Of course, a lot of it have been dying, but with this heat and some rain that we've gotten, we've had some growth back here. So there's no reason for us to cut it when we have animals that would eat it. All right, guys, so thank you for watching the video today. I hope you enjoyed seeing the new baby lambs. We're probably going to move them over tonight when it cools down a little bit, and get the net set up and everything for them and transfer them over there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. I have more lambs to come. We're hopefully going to be getting here in the next week or two or so, and I'll make sure you guys get to see them as soon as we get them here on the farm. Super excited to have them again. And yeah, I'll definitely keep you guys updated, of course, on their growth process and everything else. So hope you guys liked the video. Make sure you hit the like button. If you like the video, hit the subscribe to the channel, please. We have a lot of content and we love sharing it with you guys. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications that we get notified when I release a new video. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time right here on Tribal Acres.